Man City are next in action on Wednesday night when they make the trip to Monaco for their second league phase fixture in the Champions League. Pep Guardiola's side kick-started their European campaign with a 2-0 win at home to Napoli a fortnight ago, and most recently beat Burnley 5-1 in the Premier League last weekend, extending their unbeaten run in all competitions to 5 matches. As for Monaco, they suffered a surprise 4-1 away defeat to Club Brugge on match day one of the Champions League, and they've since had mixed success in League One, following up a 5-2 home win over Metz with a 3-1 defeat to Lorient last weekend. Now, Monaco are not considered as one of the minnows of European football, but they will head into Wednesday's game as the underdogs. City will be considered as the favourites, and taking into account City's recent form, Stephen, you must be optimistic that City can come away with 3 points against Monaco.
Yeah, we should be. Monaco aren't a better side than Napoli, and we were better than them. And yeah, I'm pretty confident that City should be able to get something here. Of course, the Rodri news that we don't know if he's going to be available or not. A bit of pain in his knee isn't ideal, but I think the importance of this game, if we can get, excuse me, if we can get two wins out of our first two, given how poor last season's group stage went in the Champions League, it'd be really really encouraging because I think City need that boost going into the sort of the winter months and games, and it is away from home, which adds a little bit difficulty. But as you're saying, they're not in the best form, very up and down right now. Obviously, there's still plenty of quality there. Look at the the goals recently. Ansu Fati on loan there has been scoring quite a few for them. Really high quality player. We know all about him. Obviously, like the likes of Van Vanderson's a really good player as well. Akliouche has got an awful lot of quality. There's just good players there. Biref's a good player. Eric Dyer, who knows an awful lot about Manchester City. They're a good side, and they've always produced very good footballers as well. I think City will have enough. I expect. Despite it being away, fingers crossed Rodri can play, but I think City should win this, and I expect more of the same, to be honest, as well. I think we will see probably the same defense again, mostly the same midfield, potentially a change or two up top, but Haaland, of course, will play. Doc will probably start. Don't know who will play right wing. Might even be Savini again. Maybe Bernardo Silva will come back into the side. A lot of the confidence does sort of lie around if Rodri's available because obviously that changes the quality of this City side. But Nico Gonzalez would probably start for Monaco, so there is that, and Reinders and Foden likewise. So yeah, I think City is. It won't be easy away from home, but I think we've got the quality to beat them.
Yeah, and how important is it for City to try and one, bearing in mind that it's got to play Borussia Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, and Real Madrid later this year in the league phase?
The strong start will be really useful for City right now because games they start to get busier over the winter months. It gets colder, a little bit harder. The injuries pick up. They're already not great as it is anyway. Get enough points on the board, and you do most of the job for you straight away. And I think it's fair to say that other teams, of course, will have injuries, but they'll be picking up form and rhythm as well as long as the season goes on. So the games will get tougher in many different ways. And this is a very winnable game. You've got to win them. Monaco, of course, are a good side with good pedigree, but they are a side that we should look at and should be winning, and I think they'll have that pinned down as a potential 3 points too. I think City will be fine in this Champions League campaign, but last season showed you quickly how quickly things could unravel, and teams, look, for example, we lost 4-1 to Sporting last season, and Monaco are more than capable of doing that to us as well if we don't focus. But yeah, I think this is an important game just to set off once again in a strong footing for this Champions League campaign.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before about Rodri, he's seemingly likely to miss out this one. He confirmed, told Guardiola that he couldn't play against Burnley because he's got a lot of pain in his knee,
A lot
and
of pain, yeah.
Guardiola's confirmed that it's the same knee that he injured this time last year, which is a bit of a concern. So you would assume then that Nico Gonzalez, if Rodri's out, that Nico Gonzalez will therefore continue in that sort of deep lying midfield role against Monaco. And he did quite well against Burnley as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he will do. I don't think he's been like electric or anything like that, but he's been safe and cautious and clearly improving. Guardiola's talked about how he's very coachable, which I guess it's obviously an incredibly good thing, but I think it's also helps Guardiola have a little bit more. And patience is the wrong word because it implies he's done something wrong. But I guess he'll see the bigger picture and a more of a long-term view for Nico Gonzalez. The guy clearly is very talented. But he's also young as well. He's only 23 years old, I think. He's also got a lot to improve on, but that will come. And the more he plays alongside experienced players and winners and so on, and Guardiola gets to look at the 90 minutes from the weekend and say, we got to do this better, that better. It's a chance for him to learn. And as I was saying before, he probably we start for a side like Monaco. So this is obviously it's going to be a difficult game, but we should be able to beat Monaco without Rodri. I think City have the quality and the resources to beat them, and there might be a small chance that Kovacic is back as well potentially. We haven't really discussed that yet, and he would be might be a big ask to start in a game like this, but I expect to see him off the bench potentially if he's available. But yeah, Nico Gonzalez. Look, Rodri is massive. I don't like the emphasis on a lot of pain. That does scare me. Um, but Nico Gonzalez, it's nice to have a backup right now that I trust to do a good job, a safe job, sure, but you can't expect him to be Rodri straight away.
Yeah, that's right. And then finally on this game, can I get a score prediction from you for Man City's trip to Monaco?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-0 as well. Again, actually, I think a 2-0 win. Defensively, we've been pretty good. Maybe we'll concede potentially because we're not quite solid. If Kusanov was playing, I'd definitely be going for 2-0. But as it is, no, I'm going to stick with 2-0 anyway. I'm pretty confident City will win this one, so I'm going for 2-0.